Okay, what I've done now is stick together a little kind of capacitor full of water for the dielectric, along the lines of Stan Mayer and his water fuel cell. Not quite the same. What I've done is use 2 strips of tin foil, each about 6 foot long. They're separated by a layer of toilet paper because, well, it was handy. It was there. I could use it. Obviously, this isn't the final construction concept. This is just a quick test to see what sort of output it might produce. And the paper's there to keep the layers of tinfoil separate, and it's doing that quite well, but obviously it does trap the gas bubbles, so it's not ideal. But yeah, I've got this little setup connected to my Bedini. So in place of the output battery, I've got the output coming up to the 2 strips of tinfoil which are in the water. I've got no electrolyte in there, it's just straight tap water. As you can see, it is producing bubbles. Yeah, I mean, it's not an insane amount of production, but the run back at the minute is about 8 volts. That's the big grey one down there, 8.3 last time I looked at it. Anyway, from my previous test, this motor will run on that battery probably for 3 or 4 days before it gives up. Then it will continue producing hydrogen at this rate all that time, so I've got no idea what the efficiency is at the minute. I haven't tested it against just a straight signal instead of a pulse, so I don't know really anything. Oh yeah, it's quite fun, it's all good. And this capacitor's charged up slowly. It started off about 1.5, been running for a couple of minutes now and it's up to 3.3, which isn't much. You're supposed to be getting 100 volt plus spikes out of this Bedini collapsing field stuff, so those spikes are getting absorbed by this, slowly building up the charging. So I don't know how high it'll go. I'll have to leave it running to see what happens with that. But yeah, I quite like the idea of a spiral wound capacitor instead of tubes that like Mayer use. More like just a traditional sort of radial capacitor. Maybe using thin strips of metal instead of foil. It's a bit more structurally sound, But, yeah, that's it. My first water fuel cell made out of a bog roll. It's quite shit, but it's alright. It works. The Bedini's still running. I went out for a couple of days, left it running, and when I came back the main run battery was down to about 1.5 volts. So my dead battery had gone up to about 9 or 10, but it's shit battery, so I wasn't really expecting it to last forever. The state that battery's in. And I've actually plugged the big one back into the mains charger just to bring it back up to a decent level, because yeah, 1.5, I shouldn't have really let it go that way. So I've had that charging for about a day and a half, 2 days, and it only got up to 10.5 volts, not even that, because this battery is also pretty fucked as well. They're both pretty shit batteries. But yeah, I've charged the big one up, and the output of the motor into this. At some point I'll parallel this with the charge battery. I just haven't got enough wire kicking about at the minute. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether I can run this and charge a battery at the same time, how that affects the gas production and the charging. So yeah, there's a lot of gas getting trapped in the paper. It's charging slowly, but it's charging. Oh, bastard. 3.4. 3.47. So yeah, I'm going to leave this running for a while. See how high I can get this to charge. What I'm trying to do now, well, what I'm doing now is running it with the SG not running. So it's just oscillating solid state, just the coil and transistor. I actually find that when the rotor's not going and it's just running solid oscillation, the capacitor's actually charged up a lot faster. So up to 10.5 now, after a couple of minutes. I think the production's actually speeded up a bit. There seems to be more bubbles coming. No. This coil, the flowback voltage is, it's upwards of 90 volts, because when you disconnect this, the little neon bulb lights, and that needs at least 80 or 90 volts to get it working, so the spikes are coming out 80 odd volts, a bit more. Now some people say that the collapsing field doesn't produce a current, it just produces a voltage. I'm not so sure about that. I think there is a tiny spike of current in there at the beginning. I'm not sure really. But yeah, if I increase the resistance in the trigger slightly, then the voltage in this drops slightly. And if I disconnect the main battery, then the voltage across this drops away, so it's quite leaky as capacitor's going, it doesn't hold the charge long, but as long as it's connected it does slowly build up. And like I say, it seems to build up faster when the motor's not running. I'm guessing that's because it's oscillating a lot faster when the motor's not running, so it's getting more spikes per second. So yeah, all good stuff. I'll show you how the voltage across the cap reacts when I disconnect it. So that's the main battery gone. Straight away the voltage drops down to about 0.7, and it keeps on dropping slowly. Not sure how far it'll drop before it gives up. But here when I reconnect it, it jumps straight back up to 10.5. At the moment the battery across the main battery, sorry, voltage on there is 9.8. As I said, when the motor is running, this water cap, so I'm just moving the wires. So you have the motor running, the cap charges up a lot slower. I still actually wait to see how far it will go. But as soon as I stop the rotor, if I reconnect that wire which has moved, bloody connections are no good, I'm missing. Oh no, that's why, it's because it's not oscillating. There we go. Back up to 10.2, which is higher than the run battery, which is to be expected really. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it running solid state, just oscillating without the rotor for a while. See how high voltage will go on that. The minute my circuit's running on, what was that, 140 ohms I think, in resistance on the trigger circuit. Yeah, it's bubbling away happily. Got no idea how many amps I'm drawing at the minute because my meter's given up with amps. It doesn't want to think about them anymore. I think I've fried it somewhere down the line. It's maximum 200 amps. Sorry, 200 milliamps this thing takes. So I guess I've got too much through it because now it just doesn't work. So until I get a new meter, the amps are a mystery, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's it.